All right, so we're going to look at some fundamental bow issues that come up. And let's start with the basic holding of the bow. The first thing is to always remember that the hand has one job only, and that is to hold the bow. It cannot produce and generate sound. So if my hand is going to hold the bow, I have to understand what that holding mechanism requires. And if I hold any object, the first thing I notice is the fingers hold as a team. I'm not instinctively one finger dominant, so my index finger isn't going to pull away. Let's look at some of the problems that we get into where the hand isn't a team. So the common one is this first finger stretching forwards. Now a stretch is going to create a lot of tension throughout the whole finger, hand, and forearm unit. If this one is in the right spot, this one is often stretched also. And both these fingers are frequently trained with isolated movements. So very often we are trying to use the little finger to carry a lot of weight, especially when we get to the heel of the bow. And we're trying to use the first finger to generate a lot of sound and articulation. But if their job is just to hold, and they hold as a team, then they can hold incredibly lightly because they have the support of my forearm. The fingers alone don't have a whole lot of capacity, but with the support of the forearm, they can do a great deal. So if they're going to have the support of the forearm, I need this finger, hand, and forearm alignment to come to the bow. And because the bow is at this angle, I'm going to use a fundamental forearm rotation to organize that forearm in line with my fingers. So if I hold the bow at roughly at a violin angle, and I put my hand, swing it up on top, and I start to rotate it, I can feel when that forearm falls in place behind those fingers, and they can hold as a team. And you'll notice that the fingers are not spread out far apart. They're also not clumped together. We often call that crowding when the fingers feel too close together. So they feel a comfortable distance apart. And the thumb isn't curled outwards. If I hold my hand out and I put my thumb so that it touches that first finger, and I curl it outwards, you can try this. What you notice in the forearm is all that tightness comes back in. So I could make my fingers look great, and I could still be curling the thumb, and my whole arm would be tight. So we say that that thumb knuckle needs to be present, which means he has a very slight bump in him, but he's not curled and he's not straightened.